عليه سلام اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه سلام. You are the greatest man we look at.
You've arrived at your destination. You're listening to Career Compass on Radio Al-Ansar.
You, the final prophet, he led the way, so we stay true. I give my all and everything. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad.
Career Compass with Kelly Ramzani.
Trustworthy of us all. We can never match him, but we try our best and give our all. Give my all and everything. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam.
Another Saturday in the company of Kelly Ramzani. It is 9:15 on the 26th of October. Just a couple more days to a brand new month. I don't know if you're as excited as I am because I had a few plans for the month of November before we wrap up the year in December. Are you as excited? I don't know. You let me know on 060-904-1056. Shout out to Asif, who is our tech on duty, and more Kelly Ramzani about to keep you company from now up until 10 a.m. We do this every Saturday. I'm sure you have now booked a date. If not, please do. Okay, please do, because this is where we unpack all things career related, careers that are in demand locally and globally, side hustles, skills or jobs that do not require a qualification, skills that are required in any workplace, self-development, and so much more. We are continuing with our advice to the matric segment, which we began a few weeks back. We're opening up the lines on 0861 904 904. And yes, you can get the platform. We give you this platform, Radio Al-Ansar, to give the matric advice. You share with us your journey as well. You can say, hey, Kels, I was in matric too. I felt this and that. But afterwards, when I completed my matric exams, the feeling went away or it got worse. I don't know. Share your story with us. If you do wish to send a voice note, why not? We welcome that too. Do send a voice note on 06060904156. That is 060904156. That is our WhatsApp line. We will be speaking to Zakariyya Kathrada today, who will be joining us a bit later on, talking to us about his journey, because he has proven to us, like many other public figures, that there's not only one way to success. There's not only one path to success. So the traditional way that we all are doing, and which I encourage here on the show by getting a qualification and landing a job, sometimes you can just follow your passion without getting the qualification. You'll acquire the knowledge in different ways. So we're going to find out that later on. And of course, the yes and no game. Yes and no game. Okay, I spent yesterday as well as Tuesday, Wednesday on the afternoon jam. So shout out to the team. And I was just so happy with the yes and no game and the people that participated. So that got stuck in my mind throughout the weekend. But with the game that we play here on the show, the hot seat, where we give you 30 seconds to answer simple mathematical question, is on pause for now because we are trying to get you better prices, but we'll definitely continue with it soon. So this is Career Compass with me, Kelly Ramazani. Your Saturdays are about to get better. Up next is advice to the matrix, and this could be your moment. Do let us know on 060-904-1056. What advice do you have for the matrix? It's Career Compass, and you're in safe hands.
Yeah. Mm, mm. You are the one that lightens the load. I always lean on you. When life is spinning out of control, I leave my trust in you. He don't need me to worship, but I feel so out of place if I haven't honored my Lord at least 5 times a day. In the name of Allah, I will worship. In the name of Allah, we are free. Now I finally know my purpose. That's all you ask of me. My Allah is here with me. With the last words I breathe. River to the ocean, could never turn back. I traveled a lifetime back, but the world was out of focus. But he brought me back. I pray I stay on track. He don't need me to worship, but I feel so out of place if I haven't honored my Lord at least 5 times a day. In the name of Allah, I will worship. In the name of Allah, we are free. Now I finally know my purpose. That's all you ask of me. My Allah is here with the last words I breathe. In the name of Allah, I will worship. In the name of Allah, we are free. Now I finally know my purpose. That's all you ask of me. In the name of Allah, I will worship. In the name of Allah, we are free. Now I finally know my purpose. That's all you ask of me.
Safe Adam, that's all you ask of me. A beautiful nasheed there and more to come. Right now, we are talking about matrix who are writing their finals. So the main question is, what do I study? What do I become after this? What available paths are there for me? And we've been giving out different advices to each their own. You'll see what is suitable for you. We spoke about self-assessment. We spoke about knowing the market, as in what careers are in demand. We spoke about having to assess if there is growth in that industry, if it will allow you to grow to your full potential, but more importantly, if it is flexible. Okay, so because today we are talking about adaptability and flexibility, and it's one of the soft skills that we did mention previously a few weeks back. Today we're also going to include that in our work, in our careers, if the career is flexible. Now, many people, or many industries rather, are moving remotely. Okay. And I do urge you every Saturday, if you do not have a social media presence, do establish one, because the future will require you to have an online presence. Okay. It's going to require you to be there. When people search you up, they need to find you. And yes, many people do ask, what do I need to have a Facebook for, an Instagram for? And like I said last week, it's not necessarily limited to only Facebook and Instagram. You could have LinkedIn, you could have your WhatsApp, for example, which is very active, but social media is needed simply because now we've moved into a stage of digital networking. You need to be found on the internet when people search you up, because people are now opting for convenience. Okay. I think COVID did actually bring that to light, especially in South Africa. Many other parts of the world, developed parts of the world, this is their life. They would actually book before they could go to a salon and stuff like that. So having to use the online method to them is like one of the things that's normal. With us, we had to embrace the change, but now it's not going away, it's here to stay. Okay. So that is what we're going to include, or that is what we are going to give the metric as advice. The career that you're going to go in, is there growth? Is it a career that is flexible? Because now with Gen Z bringing in changes in the workplace, they want to be able to work while they're on holiday. Okay. They don't want to have to show up in the meeting because physical presence is required. Why can't you just email me? Why can't you just Zoom call me? You'll hear this language all the time, especially for the young folks that are already working. They're like, come on, do we need to be there? We don't. I've been to many meetings and I realized that we could have just emailed each other and it would have been okay. And besides, we're saving on transportation. All right. So yes, that is the advice we have for this week. But you too can share in your advice on 0609041056. When matrix want to consider a career, what do you advise them to look for? What do you advise them to look for? But right now, we are going to be speaking about flexibility and adaptability in the business environment. We have been shown multiple of times that there is no one path to success. Okay, there's not only a one shoe fits all. You can try and find your ways based on your talents, based on your skills. You are not limited, you are not restricted, and that is what we say here on the show every single day. Do not limit yourself, do not restrict yourself. So our caller who's on the line with us, whom I will introduce you to very shortly, is somebody who has followed his passion. He has also shown us that there's not only one way to do it. You can't only do it the traditional way. You need to challenge the norm. You need to embrace your talent. You need to open yourself up to the ability that you can learn knowledge, or you can acquire knowledge in different ways, not just with a qualification or a degree. And we have public figures like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Rihanna, Jay-Z, Johnny Depp. All these are figures that didn't really complete school like how we normally would advise people to do. Complete your degree, then land a job. No, these are people that said, hey, I'm good at this and I want to focus on it and see where it leads me. And it led them to what? Global exposure. It led them to global recognition. And on the line, we are joined by Zakariyya Kathrada, who is the head of sales and marketing at IT Varsity, who decided that, hey, school is not my cup of tea at seventh grade. Oh my goodness. So, how has his journey been? Well, he will share this with us. Zakariyya, assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Walaikum salam. Dylan, how are you keeping?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We are so excited to hear your journey that we want to jump just right straight into it. Your journey has been an unconventional path, and we want to find out, how did you, you know, realize, dropping out from seventh grade, that there are ways that I can shape my life and face life's challenges?
I think I owe a lot of that to my father.
Mm,
He pulled us out of school at grade 7. And we knew why, because simply we weren't doing well at all. And he was at a crossroad. One is he could say, hey, maybe we just lack the mental capability to sit in school and um, do maths and English and pass and progress through the ladder, or he thought perhaps maybe their passions don't lie in school. And we had passions. We were really good at game development. We really took to coding at a young age. We would do creative writing. So I think he saw that. He saw that and saw that, what, school just might not be compatible. And that's the reality of the situation. School is simply just not compatible with everyone. So we earned our metric, equivalent
mm,
online. And while we were doing that,
mm,
we started working part-time.
mm,
And it started small. He would hone our our skills in game development. Now, for an example, we would make these little games using a program called Scratch, and then he would take them and make them into a course.
wow.
And that really inspired us because our games were now being used to teach other people.
Mm,
And I think from there, I was able to find my passion because I had the time to think. I wasn't forced into anything. And so I adapted to an industry that I really, really loved.
mm. I absolutely love the fact that you mentioned there you had to adapt, into this industry, even though you had the passion for it. I'm sure there were lessons in it. There were need for you to upgrade a skill, or maybe completely, learn a new skill. Can you walk us through that journey of adaptability and flexibility in the IT industry?
Yeah, sure. Look, the nature of IT is that you need to be flexible. Um, I'll give you an example. I
Mm,
think speaking of IT Varsity, we had a campus. Now we're online, but we had a campus before, and um, yeah, we weren't reaching a lot of people, and it was costing us way too much to facilitate, a campus and student transport and staff transport. And so it
mm,
became so expensive that we had to start offering insane prices for people to study. And that kind of shot us in the foot as well. So, um, we decided, hey, let's go fully online, put all our courses,
mm,
on the web, make it completely accessible to everybody, and we should experience a boom.
mm.
But the opposite happened.
Oh.
Nobody wanted to trust a company that was fully online
Mm,
and accredited. It just wasn't the right time.
mm,
I think only after COVID did people really start to, adapt to that idea. So I think as an IT company, we shouldn't have looked at the technology and been flexible to technology, but rather we should have looked at how technology can um, can help us understand people better.
mm.
And with that perspective, you start to think about technology um, as been a solution for our problems rather than being a new problem that we have to kind of play catch up to.
Hmm. I do agree to what you're saying, but many people could throw in a word of argument there, because many parents believe that technology is actually the problem to their children's lives, instead of us using it to our advantage. advantage. We've now allowed it to take over, but that's a topic for another day. Leaving school at such a young age, even though you had the guidance of your your father, what were some of the biggest challenges? I'm sure there were some challenges that you faced after leaving school, and how did you overcome that?
I think the point you actually made earlier was one of my biggest challenges.
Mm,
It was that technology was becoming a too big part of my life. It was, as you said, it was a problem. I was, besides my school and what little work I was doing, I was over invested in, video games and YouTube and streaming, and it became a huge time waster, and it occupied so much of my day. Um, and that was a problem because I was abusing technology in the wrong ways.
mm,
So I had to come to terms with that and sort of limit my use of technology to something that's only productive, or just reward myself. But the discipline behind that, I'd say, was a huge challenge. um, and obviously with a home business, the other challenge is finding a balance,
mm,
between home life and work life, because you work with your boss, who is also your father, and your coworkers, who are also your siblings.
mm,
So to switch off at the end of the day became a problem for us that we really had to focus on figuring out,
mm,
you know, um, before we moved forward.
mm.
And I think we did. And I'm really grateful for that.
I would really love to know how you overcame that, because I've been reading a few studies that prove what you've just said is true, that many spouses or siblings or family members that work together kind of don't know when to stop the work, So even times when they're supposed to just be away from work, they find themselves talking about work. So you're never actually away from work. And you having to experience that, but finding a balance is really great. Do you mind telling us a tip or two on how people that are experiencing similar situation could lay a boundary or find the balance?
Um, One, I would definitely give a lot of credit to my mother.
Mm,
Um, as the woman of the house, when she puts her foot down, we listen. And she hated the idea that we were bringing homework and work arguments. And when things are going good at the office,
mm,
everybody's happy. But when things are going bad at the office,
mm,
then everything's tense. So she set up rules.
mm,
At the dinner table, or family time, we don't talk about work. And very important, I would say, three things is: eat as a family, pray as a family,
mm,
and go on a holiday as a family. Do remember that you're a family and not just a colleagues, not just a bunch of colleagues.
mm.
I think you have to constantly remind yourself about that. And that, I think, is the best tip I could give.
That is brilliant advice right there, I must say. And you just proven to the statement that behind every successful man is a woman. The lady of the house said, whoa, 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 hold on. No. I really admire that. Now, the tech industry is constantly evolving. How important, I know you mentioned it's flexibility is very important in this industry, but how important is it when running an IT company? And how do you stay on top of your game on such a fast-paced industry?
Well, I think that's easy once you figure out um, a language to speak to technology with. And this is how I approach technology, or how we approach technology. We look at anything new and we discuss it. We say, what problem does it solve for us?
Hmm.
And if we cannot, answer that question, we don't approach the technology, because either it's not the right time yet,
Hmm.
or it's just going to overcomplicate things for people who don't really care either way. So we have to look at it like that. First, you identify a problem, then you implement technology as a solution to that problem.
Hmm.
Technology cannot come first and then we adapt to see how we can use it. I think there's a hierarchy that is wrong in that scenario.
Mm. I wanted to ask your personal opinion on this because many people believe that it's always best to prepare in advance. That's why you have countries like Japan or China who are way ahead of technology compared to South Africa or the likes. Now, you mentioned that you only approach a situation that is of benefit at that moment or at that time. Do you maybe plan for the future or do you go with time?
We have to plan for the future in the terms of where is our country going. Like you said, we're not as technologically advanced, and that is for the most part to our detriment. The use of technology can solve South Africa's, a lot of South Africa's major problems.
Mm.
I think we have, energy crisis that technology can assist with. I think we have, economic problems that we are simply just not giving people the resources, the technological resources to, make a solution for themselves. I think before we start thinking as a country to collectively, become this Silicon Valley, we need to first empower everyone with an equal opportunity to use technology, because that way, once we have enough minds on it, then and only then will we be an educated, powerful society that uses technology for us, not for for any gimmick.
I hear you loud and clear. If you just joined us right now, it is 39 minutes past 9 o'clock. That's actually 21 minutes to 10 o'clock. And it is Career Campus here with Kelly Ramzani talking about all things career related. On the line, we're joined by Zakariyya Kathrada, who is head of sales and marketing at IT Varsity. Now, Zach, I would want to ask you for two things before I let you go. One
Sure.
is we doing a matric advice segment because matrics are writing their finals, and we'd love if you could add in a word or two of advice, or not or and actually, and advice to people who feel trapped in the traditional paths about the schooling system. Having to hear you share your journey, what would you like to advise them?
I think first I would say just good luck, and it's one of the most stressful times that a lot of people experience, and I've seen too many people get really really disappointed by the results, and it sends them into a spiral. And I would say just study as hard as you can and leave the rest up to God. And two, for people who are feeling stuck, I would say just take a year or 6 months or 3 months. Just do nothing but try to find your passion. If you are going to select what you're going to spend the rest of your life doing, don't do it because of a list of prospectuses in front of you that are giving you, a very tunnel view option of what you want your future to be. No, rather find your passion, find what you love doing, and then find a path to success within that passion. Whatever it is, there is education for it, there is scope for it, there are jobs for it. So there is a market for it, most probably. And I would say just take some time to look for that. It won't hurt. And you'll have clarity, which is so valuable, especially at a younger age.
Wow, brilliant advice right there. Thank you so much for your time. We wish you all the very
It's a pleasure.
best. Do have a good morning.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you so much. And that is Zakariyya Kathrada, who is head of sales and marketing at IT Varsity, talking to us about his experience, letting you know that, hey, it's possible. Okay. It's possible. You can follow your passion and you can make something out of it. But more than anything, you can grow. There is a need for it, there's a market for it. And even if there isn't, create one. Come on. It's Career Compass with Kelly Ramzani. You are in safe hands.
Radio Unsigned.
Are you or a loved one battling the disease of addiction? Is your family, life, relationships, work suffering due to alcoholism and substance abuse? Zensai Treatment, Recovery and Wellness Center are addiction specialists offering specialized psychotherapy and naltrexone therapy to help overcome addiction. Zensai offers hotel-style facilities to allow your loved ones to regain their dignity and overcome alcoholism and drug abuse in the most comfortable setting possible. Fight addiction. Call Zensai Treatment, Recovery and Wellness Center, the addiction recovery specialist on 031 563 0751.
Your style upgrade is here. J. Junaid Jamshed brings Spring Sale with up to 50% off on all items. From 23rd October to 3rd November 2024, drop in stores or online at va.junaidjamshed.com.
Feel good food all day, every day. The Al-Ansar Deli, here to tantalize your taste buds. Visit our sit-in deli and try our daily specials at 207 West Road, Overport. Open weekdays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., close on Sundays and public holidays. Call 031 208 1601. Al-Ansar Deli, feel good food.
Education, health, dignity, empowerment. These wishes all begin with water. Africa Muslims Agency is committed to providing clean water to the thousands who still live without this basic human right. Support us in giving the best of charities. Provide a water well for 16,500 Rand or a borehole for 55,000 Rand in Afghanistan or 65,000 Rand in Africa. Gain Thawabi Jariyah and help communities to reach their full potential. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
Radio Al-Ansar, 24/7, 365.
Once upon a time, during that feel merciful mankind was sent for you and me.
And this orphan child grew and came to be the greatest man alive. Praying Jannah with me, paved the way for us, though we can't believe. Taught us all about love, showed us what it means. Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad, Masala, Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad, بحنانك بتبسم يا محمد يا محمد. So radiant, Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad, to see your
خير الأنبياء إني مشتاق لأحبابي من بعد.
فما يرضيك يا حبيبي محمد، أنت من صلى عليك وسلم. أمتي أمتي أدخلها معي، أمتي أمتي في الجنة نلتقي. يا محمد يا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. يا محمد يا محمد السلام. يا محمد يا محمد so radiant.
Career Compass with Kelly Ramzani.
13 minutes to 10 o'clock. It is a Saturday, the 26th of October. You are listening to 90.4 FM if you are in Durban, 105.6 FM if you are in PMB, and anywhere else around the world on www.alansat.org.za. It is Zakariyya Campus with Kelly Ramzani. We do this every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now, for a segment that we had left out for the past 2 weeks was side hustle. People literally message me. They're like, "Yes, okay, sharp. We understand the education part. We understand. We're all in for education. But the economy right now is asking us to get some extra skills to make some extra bucks. When are we continuing with a segment of side hustle?" So I said, okay, fine. Here I am bringing in side hustle. So for side hustle, if you are a stay-at-home mom, if you are an employee, you just want to make extra sources of income. If you're a student or anybody, for that matter, you are more than welcome to try the suggestions that I bring on the show. Even though every day I give out a disclaimer that there is no get rich quick scheme that I'm going to come up here with. It's not possible because the side hustles that I'll tell you or suggest to you do come with input. They do come with hard work. They do come with contribution that you are required to do. Okay. But it's guaranteed. It's something that is needed, something that there is a demand and a market for it. For example, the last time we spoke about side hustle, we spoke about video editing, we spoke about photography, for example. Um, these are things that are needed, especially with influencers. They want to do the content, but the editing is what kills them because it takes so long. I retired from being an influencer because of that. Editing is so long. It takes so long. But more importantly, you have to be up to date with the latest transition, with the latest ways of editing. Wow, it's a lot. So if you are good at that, feel free to create a poster and post it on your social media or pitch. Every Saturday, I tell you, you need to be comfortable in exposing yourself to the world. Pitch. Okay, visit a website or maybe I don't know an Instagram account or page, and you see this person or this business. They have a social media presence, but it's not up to date. It's not attractive. It's not catchy. It's not vibrant. And you can tell them, "Hey, my name is so and so. I do video editing, and I've noticed that your page is great information, but I'm not sure if you are reaching the target audience that you aspire to reach or you wish to reach. So I'm more than willing to assist you in that, if you will give me a chance or if you will like to see my work. However, just package yourself and and feel free to always approach people. Of course, you have to know the time and place now. You're not going to approach somebody at a wedding and start telling them about things like that. But be comfortable exposing yourself. And I promise you, it's a number game. Life is a number game. Maybe one person is going to say no, you try the next person. Next person is going to say no, you try the next person. Somebody will say yes. Somebody. And when you do the work for them, make sure that you advertise that too. Okay. I did this project. Well, you're not going to share the entire thing because some companies or some people are very particular about what they want to be out there on their socials because of the PR, so they're not going to allow you to post the entire video that you were editing, just snippets of it, like, oh, I got the privilege to work with this company, I did them this editing. And from there it can pick up. It's possible. So if you love editing, you love making videos, you love transitioning, or you love these apps that are available and make work very easy with the help of AI nowadays. I love AI. I love AI. My degree is brought to you by AI. Okay, that's not a proud thing to say, but okay. Anyways, moving forward. We spoke about side hustles. Now, you could do dog training or dog trainer or dog walking or dog walker. I don't know how they call it. But there are people who are busy with their busy schedules, and that being that busy, doesn't give them the time to walk their dogs or their pets or whatever. You could do that, you know. If you're a chef or if you're a baker, nowadays there are so many private chefs. Many people want to come home to a hot meal, a beautiful meal, or maybe during events or whatever. There's a market for it. There's a market for everything that you're good at. Just learn how to monetize it. Okay, moving forward to degrees that are in demand locally and internationally. Now with South Africa, we're experiencing a situation that I like to call stagnant. Okay. So at the moment, it's not the safest for you to study based on what's in demand in South Africa alone. It would be best for whatever degree that you wish to study or take on that you look at other available options globally, internationally. Okay. Is there a demand for your degree in this country or that country, or which country, if you're flexible and you open to whichever country? I prefer English speaking countries because I'm already English speaking. I mean, I'd love to learn a new language, no offense, but that's going to take many years because my brain is slowly. Yeah, you get it. Okay, never mind. So, for people that do wish to work outside of South Africa or do wish to take on a degree, you need to look at the demand there is for it in countries outside. I know every Saturday we talk about IT, we talk about cybersecurity, we talk about AI, we talk about robotics and all that stuff, but healthcare professionals are very much in demand rather, and because the aging population is increasing, but more importantly, there's new variants of viruses and diseases and illnesses every now and again. And there will be a great need for as long as the human population exists for caretakers, health caretakers, or healthcare workers worldwide. So if you have the brains for it and you have the patience, because some of these degree go for a minimum of 4 years to a maximum of 7 or 8 or 9, depending on which um, hierarchy or level you want to stop at. So yeah, if you're patient and you have the brains for it, then why not challenge yourself? Go for it. I think that is the show for today. Oh yes, one segment for a degree that does not require, for a skill that does not require a degree. We've got swimming instructor. Okay, this does not require a degree, and if you enjoy the hobby of swimming, you can make a living out of it. Not necessarily a living, but you can make some sort of income with it. However, you will need to get a qualification, okay, to show that you are qualified guide or you're qualified instructor or lifeguard, or you know what you're doing basically, because you're not going to be saving people or teaching adults and children how to swim when you yourself don't know how to swim. Like, it doesn't make sense. So that too is something that is working for some people. And always begin at home. Okay, always begin at home. Let your friends know, let your family know, let your extended family know, let your cousins, their friends, their neighbors' friends, everybody know that, hey, I specialize in this, or hey, I think I'm great in this. You want to give me a chance? You want to give me that's how you accumulate experience. That's how you gain exposure. You don't just expect to take your talent to the world and the world will just say, okay, come, come, come. It doesn't happen like that. You have to go through one person, next person, the next person, and the next person. But good news is it's possible. It's possible for you to make a living out of what you're good at. It's possible for you to become the person that you aspire to be, or you dream to be, or you wish to be. It's possible. And I hope that moves you to do something great with your life, with your talent. Okay. That's it from me. I'd like to thank you for listening. Thank you if you are listening from YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, because we are live in all those apps, taking advantage of technology. We're late to the party, but hey, we arrived. We're here now. Also, I'd like to thank Asif, who has been a very patient tech. Yeah, and that's it for me. So love and leave you by saying to you, find your purpose and leave your mark. Assalamu alaikum.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
Mark your calendars for Durban's most anticipated event, the